tell yourself, say, if I die, I die.
Behold, behold.
I don't know how I got here, but somehow I found myself in front of the camera.
Before I sleep, it's already day. Before I wake up, it's already evening. I don't know. Youths are afraid of uncertainties.
Okay. So, I'm personally offended by
what you
just said now like that.
Apologies. Anyone can be in trouble, whether a president, whoever.
It's obvious that there is no way we can live throughout this life without fear.
Exactly.
So how I feel manage my life for Bamenda?
Acknowledge your fears. What have I lost because I'm afraid of this thing? He who is afraid that he's going to suffer is already suffering because he's afraid. Even though I walk through, not walking over, not walking around, even though I walk through, I will fear no evil. The man was like, ha! When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, they were like them that dreamt. I was like them that dreamt. I learned that when you face your fears, you will be proud of yourself that you didn't give up. If fear is knocking at your door, send faith to go to the door. When the faith goes there, you realize that there was nobody at the door. Fear is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R.
Welcome to Useful Youth Podcast. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always watching. I'm your host, Mufi Shen. With me is...
Call me Naps or Yemlu Napoleon Gaffney.
Oh my God, I prefer the Naps. That's giving something.
Thank you.
Doctor, so how was your day?
My day was so short. I don't know why. Maybe these days are less than 24 hours.
Oh my God, for a January that they say has no...
I don't know. Before I sleep, it's already day. Before I wake up, it's already evening. I don't know.
That's a nice
so fast.
That's a nice
How was yours?
No, my day was good. My day was okay.
It was as good as you. You're looking good today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
All right. All right. Last episode we were talking on fear.
Yeah.
Talking about what fear is and the different kind of things that causes youth to be afraid. And we had a lot of expansion and a lot of examples. So I want you to just tell us, just remind us what are some of those things that causes youth to be afraid.
Yeah, youths are afraid of uncertainties.
Okay.
When they don't know what is going to happen, they can be afraid. Youth are afraid of pressure, like societal pressures or social pressures. When they are like, what is someone going to say?
Okay.
How is the person going to judge me? How is the person going to look at me? And so on and so forth. Youths can be afraid just instinctively. Yeah, when they are frightened by a sudden noise, frightened by a sudden something, something they didn't expect. They can also be frightened when they're expecting something good or bad.
Yeah.
Like results, GCE and so on and so forth, CA marks and so on.
I'm personally offended by
what
you just said now like that.
Apologies.
And it scares me. All right, thank you very much for that exposition. I think I watched something on social media today. There's this youth pastor that was involved he had been in pornography. He has been hooked on pornography for over 10 years. Like, he didn't want to continue doing it, but he was now scared. Who is he going to talk to that would not judge him? Who is he going to open to that would, because everybody is looking up to him, everybody's expecting him to be perfect.
Yeah, and so the way people judge people, the way people handle situations like that, cause people not to open up, and so they live in those fears.
So rather means that they want easy that lies ahead that way. Fear.
Exactly. So we have to, grow up to a point where we should be able to help anyone without judging. We don't have to approach any situation with prejudice. Help someone who is in trouble. Anyone can be in trouble, whether a president, whoever. So without judging, we should help people who are in fear of whatsoever.
All right. Thank you so very much for that.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, what are some of the ways that we can use, or what are some of the things we can do to be able to manage fear? Because it's obvious that there is no way we can live throughout this life without fear.
Exactly.
Fear, it's a normal phenomenon. It's an emotion that will always come up. So how I feel manage my life for Bamenda?
Oh my God.
Especially, you understand, you get, so how can I manage my life in Bamenda?
How can you manage your life in the fear? The first thing you have to understand is this. Know that there is that. Know the thing that's causing you to be afraid, and acknowledge that you are afraid. Okay. Acknowledge your fears. The first thing to do to a situation is to acknowledge that this thing is really causing me fears and it is really affecting you. So ask yourself, is this thing causing me to be afraid? If yes, how is it causing me to be afraid? If you've understood it, you say, what have I lost because I'm afraid of this thing?
Okay.
Yeah. For example, if you are living in Bamina right now, and then you're afraid that something will going to happen, maybe there's going to be a gunshot, there's going to be running and so on. If someone says, he who is afraid that he's going to suffer is already suffering because he's afraid.
That's right.
So you need to understand that even if the worst happens, you will still survive. Give yourself the worst case scenario and tell yourself that even if this thing happens, I will not be afraid because the Lord is with me. This is what David said in Psalm 23. He says, even though I walk through, not walking over, not walking around, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. So if you understand that God is with you in every situation, whatever you are going through, you are not going to be afraid. You're going to face it squarely. So people are afraid because they think that they can do it on their own and so on and so forth. If you can handle it on your own, then you are surely going to fail. Get to people who are genuine, who love you genuinely, and ask them, how do you overcome this? Have you ever had this situation before? And the person will tell you, I've had this same thing, even more than what you've had, what you've gone through, and he was able to overcome it. And now sometimes people will come in at just the right moment, and then they will tell you something that will help you to really overcome it. For example, in my personal situation, when I entered the hospital as a medical student, the first case that I saw was a man who was convulsing. The man was like, ha! My heart jumped. I was like, I've never seen this kind of. I've used to hear of conversion. I've never seen conversion before.
Nigerian movies.
There was pain in the mouth. The eye was rolling. I said, "Hey, my first day, I'm meeting dead."
And with the notion, with the
I ran.
This is real life.
I was a medical. I ran to the nursing station, and I'm like, "Bed 5 is convulsing. Please come and help." The nurse asked me, "Are you not in white?"
Wow.
Are you not in white? In other words, you could do something about this situation even before calling us. That statement made me to understand that the things I'm so afraid of, there is something I can do. So I should at least learn to handle a fear in my own way before, in fact, looking at somebody else. So what can I do in this situation before crying for help? That's the thing. So let people will speak to you. They can speak harshly, but that harshly is not meant to put you down. It's rather help to bring the lion or the lioness in you. That's the fact. That's the fact.
Okay.
So another point that I will emphasize on handling fear is this: know that without God, you will not be able to. I mentioned it the first time. I'll still repeat it again. Sometimes people are afraid to die. People are afraid of sickness and all kinds of things in this world. This is because their hearts are empty. Yeah, the situations that go on in this life are too fierce. We cannot handle it on our own. So trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's so overwhelming. The story really got me. I can imagine you running from the patient that you're supposed to be saving. You're running
away in white. Running away white.
Confiscate your license.
I repented immediately, and that helped me to even overcome more cases. As a medical student, I believe that there were some patients who are supposed to be in the grave right now. If I didn't get up on myself to be able to do some first aid or some interventions before at least calling the doctors.
That's a nice one. Because personally, I think I had a phobia for speaking in public.
Okay.
I don't know how I got here, but somehow I found myself in front of the camera. Even though speaking in public used to terrify me a lot. It's like, oh God, every word that comes out of my mouth is the wrong one.
So how did you overcome that? How did you?
I changed my profession.
Okay.
I stopped going in front of people. I go to where I'm behind the crowd.
Okay. That's a serious one.
I look for the easy way out, which is not necessarily the best. Giving the ways you're giving that we could use to handle to handle fearful situations and to be able to stand up to those things that causes us to be afraid. It's really heartbreaking that fear has gotten people to levels that they could not achieve their dreams. People cannot bear risk.
People cannot bear risk. People have lost their jobs. People have lost great positions. People have lost great connections. In fact,
because they're too scared to stand up.
Too scared. There was this man that I was like, this man can really help me in this situation. He could really help me. It was a matter of fees. Like, they was about to drive me. And I was like, maybe this man can help me with some money. Maybe this man can help me with some money. I was like, no, Master, you cannot approach him. He's too far. He will not have your time.
Discourage yourself by yourself.
I decided to write down, sir, this is my problem. This is my situation. Come to my rescue and change my story.
Tell yourself, if I die, I die.
Behold, behold, as we dropped the application, he called me. He said, why didn't I come myself? I'm like, So this man was expecting me to come myself. I was like, come tomorrow in my office. And when I came, he had already prepared an envelope. It was more than 70% of the fee that I had to pay.
Oh, my brother. Is this some of
it? Was like, the Bible says that when they locked in again the captivity of Zion, they were like them that dreamt.
Yeah.
I was like them that dreamt. In fact, it was so overwhelming. I learned that when you face your fears, you will be proud of yourself that you didn't give up. You'll be happy that you didn't give up immediately.
That's right. I think one of the things I always tell myself if I'm in a situation that causes me fear is that I always remind myself that someday I will use this experience to help somebody.
Oh yeah.
It will be a source of encouragement.
So powerful.
And I can tell you that the number of things that I've been able to face the fear or even in the fear gone through the situation and it has been of help.
That's true. And that's why it's important to write down those things when you are going through those fears.
I've met a younger one, a younger youth, that even adults, people that were older than you that will come and like, okay, this thing is a problem to me. And you're like, oh, I went through this thing, this period in my life. This is how I handled it. This is how I handled it. And it's of help.
Exactly.
Sometimes you're even talking to people and helping them out of fearful situations without even knowing that.
And when you finally overcome, you're like, what was I really afraid of? You know?
I don't want to say that it's annoying, but sometimes it's really annoying. You ask yourself like, what was
really in this thing that was causing me to be afraid? You know, someone says that if fear is knocking at your door, send faith to go to the door. And when the faith goes there, you realize that there was nobody at the door. That's why we say sometimes
it's not easy to package faith and send to the door. It takes courage.
It takes a lot of courage. That's why we say fear is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R, false evidence appearing real. There are some many of the things that we think that are causing us to be afraid are just false evidence. They're illusions. When you face it with faith, you realize there was really nothing to be afraid of.
I was talking to a friend this afternoon and he said, sometimes when you're in a place where you're fearful, if you have an understanding, a certainty that you're alone, you know that you'll not be afraid.
That's true.
Yes, but there is that consciousness, there's that still voice, not the Holy Spirit, that is telling you that something will come out from that closet or something, and then you start creating images that are not even there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
that's true. That's false evidences that are appearing real.
It's really heartbreaking that even at the level of the youth or the society today, you just create a situation and put yourself in a box just because you don't want to take the risk. You don't want to get out of your comfort zone. You don't want to come out
to skyrocket.
You're afraid. I don't want to leave Bamenda. I'm already comfortable with Bamenda. I think one experience I had is when the first time I was going to Yaoundé, I was posted to Yaoundé to work.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, a couple of them, they were like, Yaoundé is horrible.
Okay.
Yaoundé is a very terrible place to be. Yaoundé, like, they took their time to
scare you away from Yaoundé.
But when I got to Yaoundé, I was like, so it is the Yaoundé they were talking about. I was even baffled. I had in mind that Yaoundé was there's no red mode. So when I went to Yaoundé and I saw red mode, I was like, so this is the Yaoundé that is like our Bamenda and other places. So it's really pathetic that fear keeps us in bondage. Fear keeps us. So I think one of the things we've learned today is that, what's the acronym again?
False evidence appearing real. Most of the things we fear, they're just false.
Real. So next time when you're afraid of something, ask yourself, is this real? What am I really afraid of? What is it that is causing me to be afraid?
They are just shadows of death.
That's right.
They are not death itself.
That is it.
The shadow of a snake cannot bite you, cannot sting you. The shadow of a lion cannot harm you. They are just shadows, and God can help you out of it.
That is it. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for being there today. I want to encourage you to like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Let it reach a wider audience. God bless you.
Comment. God bless you. God bless you. And stay tuned.
And cameraman can cut the video.